Heading into the WCC tournament this weekend, many skeptics still believe BYU has to beat Gonzaga yet again in order to earn a ticket to the big dance. Reporting from the kennel, Brandon Crow, 11 Sports. Over the past 16 years, Kelly's voice could be heard from here, down here, and even way up here. But more importantly than having his voice heard by fans here at the stadium, Kelly wants his voice heard by the students at the school. Well, Lily, in just 7 hours, the Cougars are set to tip off against the Pilots right behind me here in Childs Arena. BYU already beat the Pilots earlier this season, but that was on home turf in Provo. This is a place where the Cougars are looking to get some revenge. It's Kevin J. Worthen's first basketball season as university president, and at BYU, that means an added six-man responsibility. It was last August, right here off of 900 East, just in front of this park, where Andrea Harrison, Kelsey Brown, and the rest of the women's cross-country team for BYU saw Marin running, stopped her, and invited her to come out to practice and run with them. I personally like that last one there. Students have even created a Facebook page to post and share their thoughts on what they want to hear the Rock cheer. Rebecca?
Most sports at BYU offer the chance to walk onto the team, but how about a run-on? KBYU reporter Brandon Crow caught up with the women's cross-country team to find out how one runner made it from the street to the meet.
Marin Hannenberg loves to run. She laces up her shoes and sets out on her 6-mile daily routine. Today's different though. Instead of running for fun, she's prepping for a conference championship. BYU didn't recruit their Washington native out of high school. They discovered her on the streets, literally. It was last August, right here off of 900 East, just in front of this park, where Andrea Harrison, Kelsey Brown, and the rest of the women's cross-country team for BYU saw Marin running, stopped her, and invited her to come out to practice and run with them.
They just wanted me to try out. They said it looked like I was in shape and I could be up to the task.
Hannenberg has established herself as the fifth best runner on the team as a sophomore, impressing not only her teammates, but her coaches as well.
We learned a lot. Marin can get it done in a hard, competitive 6K, so we're excited to take her to the conference meet.
I can't believe it. I would have never thought I'd be a D1 athlete, and I would have never thought I'd be at a conference championship.
She's been running down a dream and working on history, which she hopes to make with her teammates this weekend. On the BYU campus, Brandon Crow, KBYU.
Hannenberg and the women's cross-country team will be competing for a conference championship this weekend, something the team hasn't done since joining the West Coast Conference 3 years ago.
He's a crucial part to your game day experience, but even the most diehard BYU football fan probably wouldn't recognize him on the street. The voice of LaVell Edwards Stadium is one of the most familiar around, and KBYU reporter Brandon Crow got an inside look at what makes the man with the golden pipes so unique.
Please rise and shout and bring him back out. BYU Cougars.
No matter how many games you've been to or touchdowns you've seen in LES, there's always a familiar voice that greets you. Meet Kelly Newbold. His booming baritone has been filling the stadium for years, and it all started from a tiny ad in a newspaper.
And in the Provo Daily Herald, they had an ad just advertising an open audition for new voice of BYU athletics. And then they invited 5 of us back to work the spring game that year, way back in 1998. Here we are. 2014 is still rolling.
Over the past 16 years, Kelly's voice could be heard from here, down here, and even way up here. But more importantly than having his voice heard by fans here at the stadium, Kelly wants his voice heard by the students at the school. Kelly is a Payson High School counselor and avid sports fan, which he says he uses to his advantage when trying to connect with students.
And trying to go to bat for them and kind of being their advocate to help them really achieve what they want to in their life.
Kelly brings a ton of expertise with his background. He brings an athletic background so he can relate to the kids on the NCAA level.
Whether it's another Cougar first down or a graduating senior, Kelly Newbold's voice and advice are sure to be remembered. In Payson, Brandon Crow, KBYU.
Kelly will celebrate his 100th game as the voice of LaVell Edwards Stadium when the Cougars return in November to face UNLV.
Boom Shakalaka may kickstart the season tonight, but there are still lingering questions about what will the students roar after free throws. KBYU reporter Brandon Crow cruised around campus to find out how students will work BYU's new commander-in-chief into the starting lineup.
It's Kevin J. Worthen's first basketball season as university president, and at BYU, that means an added six-man responsibility. Whoosh Cecil has been a rally cry for 5 years now as Cougar Hoopsters are successful at the charity stripe. But now that President Samuelson is gone, the vital question remains. What will students say now?
I think it's a wonderful tradition. I think it's great, and I think it really ought to be associated with President Samuelson. And that really was an organic thing from the students, and I'll leave it up to them.
The relationship between the president and the Rock is crucial to the home crowd atmosphere at games. BYU Athletic Marketing agrees with President Worthen and can't wait to see what iconic chant the students will fill the Marriott Center with next.
It's going to be a little bit of trial and error, and whatever we do first might not be what we do next, and whatever we do next might not be what we end up doing at the very end. We'll watch and see what happens. It'll be fun.
Whether it's Whoosh Cecil or Count It Kevin, President Worthen and the Rock believe the students will come up with the perfect chant. But what do the students think?
I would just say, yeah, Worthen. Just say Worthen. It sounds good enough to me.
I was just thinking Whoosh Worthen, I guess.
Whoa, Worthen.
Swoosh K Worth, maybe?
Whoosh Worthen.
I don't know.
Booyah, Kevin.
Whoosh Worthen.
I personally like that last one there. Students have even created a Facebook page to post and share their thoughts on what they want to hear the Rock cheer. Rebecca?